It's a Bear Down Friday brought to you by Corona. And we've left the friendly confines of our studios and we made our way out here to University. Right outside, right next to the Bear Down Friday pep rally. We're here at Illegal Pete's. I'm sitting up here on the balcony. I got a breeze blowing and I got not a cloud in the sky. Sweatshirt weather. Oh, it sounds like football. It feels like football. It smells like football. And Arizona has an opportunity to shock the world tomorrow if they could do something they haven't done in a long time, which is put together a winning streak. We're going to talk about that a lot on the program today. Hello again, everybody. It's the Rich Herrera Radio Show. I made my way out here to Illegal Pete's, where I'm going to have the world's greatest carne asada quesadilla. Sorry, but my buddy J.W. Madden, our producer, is back in the studios, Wildcats Radio 1290, keeping an eye on things, making sure that nothing gets broken. I'm sorry that I'm out here with all the great food, J.W., and you're back there with, I think I got some Diet Coke and some cheddar cheese in the refrigerator.
You know, it's all good, Rich. I actually have like 4 basketball games on right now. So, I mean, that breeze sounds nice. Carne asada is always great. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I'm sitting exactly where I want to be right now.
Then I think that's perfect. Then I think we're going to have a pretty good show today. Coming up on the program, it's Friday. We'll talk with Glenn Howe. But you know what? I want to make a concerted effort. We're just right before Thanksgiving. Now, I'll remind everybody, all next week, no local radio shows. No Rich Herrera show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday because we've got basketball. We've got Arizona basketball on all 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll have a 5:30 pregame show on Monday, leading up to the 9:30 tip against Cincinnati, the first game of the Maui Gym Classic, and then we'll figure out what time the Cats will play soon after, probably early Tuesday morning. We'll know what time the Cats play on Tuesday, and then once they win that game, we'll figure out what time they play on Wednesday. So we have a lot of basketball for you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with the Cats on the road in Hawaii, and then Friday we have the Territorial Cup. So JW, just dawned on me, we are a week away from Arizona State.
That's right. It's right around the corner, but there's one game before that game, Rich, which is kind of important,
No,
too.
That's what I do. That's what sports talk radio hosts do. They look ahead to everything else and then can't figure out why teams stumble and bumble on their way there.
Well, no. The funny thing is you're allowed because you're not playing in the game. I think it's most important. As long as the players aren't looking ahead, that's all that matters, right?
I guess so. I'll try not to look ahead too much today, but I will invite you to come out here and join us at Illegal Pete's and hang out. And it's the last Bear Down Friday. They'll have the pep rally and the cheerleaders and the Poms and all the band, and everybody will come out for one of the final times for the pep rally. I don't think they're having a pep rally Friday because the day before the game will be Thanksgiving, so we'll get together the Friday after Thanksgiving for Arizona State. So with that being said, I'm gonna ask for calls today, JW, probably more so than I normally do. Quite honestly, I'm pretty entertaining. I don't know how many times I want to talk to randoms calling into the program, but I will take some random calls today from folks at 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. I will take some random calls today and just chit-chat with you a little bit because I'm a little perplexed, I'm a little confused, and I'm a little mad today. So it's all wrapped up into one. So I'm a big ball of angst today because there's something again, it's Friday. I'm going to call some people out. I'm going to call you out specifically by name today and ask where you at. I'm going to specifically, today's a day of reckoning. I've said it all week. If not now, then when? If not now, then when? So today is the when and where are you when it comes to all these people that I see complaining and whining and carping and constantly belly aching. I'm going to call you out today. Oh, today is going to be a glorious day. I might get into some fights today, quite honestly. I might get into some pretty good arguments and some Donnybrooks today because I'm going to call you people out.
Do I need to keep my hand next to the dump button today?
100%.
Or are you going to are you antagonizing? Is that what's happening?
Yeah,
okay.
100%. I'm not trolling. I'm calling you out. So here's the number, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290, the number for you to join us. So let's see what's rattling around in my big old head today.
Warning. The following segment might trigger some listeners, and 1290 does not take responsibility for the following content.
What the hell is going on?
It's time for the list as we explore the sick, twisted mind of our host, Rich Herrera.
And that's when things got bad.
And the list of things he is thinking about in that huge size 8 Chrome Magnum head of his.
Look at the size of that boy's head. That's like an orange on a toothpick. You're gonna give the boy a complex. Well, that's a huge noggin. Has its own weather system.
You're darn right it has its own weather system. It's a big Mas Grande cabeza, and it's got a lot rattling around in there today. Number one, I'm not going to even play this because I don't want to. But come on, Tucson. I'm a proud Tucsonan. I've chosen to live here twice, okay? This is my town as much as anybody else's. I've chosen to move here to Arizona, not once but twice. I can live anywhere in the world I want, but I choose to live here in Tucson, Arizona. I love this community. But I'm going to call all of Tucson out. I'm going to call all of Tucson, Arizona out. Here's what I'm going to call Tucson, Arizona out over. I got the head football coach of the University of Arizona who's gone out to do as much PR work as anybody. He's gone out to talk to clubs, and he's gone through the fraternity houses asking kids to come out. He's made himself available. Heck, he's made training camp open where anybody can walk in and watch camp. They've had fan fest. They've had autograph sessions. He's done his part. He's done his part. Now, I'm not just being a homer for Jed because there's things I love about Jed. There's things that I'll get on Jed about when it comes to the games. Okay? So I'm not just homing for Jed. But I will tell you this, and I will challenge you. I will challenge you to this. Why is it your head football coach, the week before the Territorial Cup, is begging you, Tucson, to come out to the games? Let's just be honest with each other, okay? Let's just be very, very honest with each other. Why is it that the head coach of the University of Arizona in either the smallest big city in America or the biggest small college town in America is having to say, please come out to the game on Saturday and make a difference as we try to get to a bowl game? Dude, I'm sorry, man. I've been a national sports talk show host. I've been a local sports talk show host. And the fact that a team that had one win a year ago has an opportunity to go bowling, and you guys aren't 100% having their back, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? Where are you, Tucson? I see a lot of people. It's funny. There's times when the team's on the road and I don't travel because we do the pre- and post-game shows from the studios. Or we go out to the casino and we do the pregame show out there. I'll usually go watch the game, probably go have dinner with my wife, sit there, watch the game, take notes. And by the way, when I do that, people look at me like, who is that weirdo in the corner with headphones on, bent over, scribbling into a notepad, taking notes while he's got his laptop going? I look like a freak. And they'll look at me like I'm nuts. And then I'll normally get up about the third quarter, head back to the station, and start finishing up our prep for the post-game show. It's a lot of work that goes on, by the way, to put these shows on for you. I'll throw that at you right now. But here's my question, and I wonder about this. Number one, where are you? Why is Jed having to beg you to come out to go to a game? Why does Jed have to say things like, well, give me something better to do in Tucson on a Saturday than go to an Arizona Wildcat football game? So let me ask you this. What do you have that's better to do on a Saturday than go out to support the Arizona Wildcats? We got about 1 million people that live in our metro area, and we can't get 50,000? We can't get 50,000 to fill that stadium on a routine basis? What else is going on? What else are you doing on a Saturday? So here's where I'm going to start calling people out. I see a lot of people walking around wearing Arizona gear. I see a lot of people walking around wearing Arizona gear. I see a lot of cars with Arizona license plates. I see a lot of people with Arizona license plate holders or that Block A in the back of their car. I asked Dave Hickey about that once. He goes, it's cool. For those of us that work in the athletic department and the coaches and the players, we're driving around town. We see everybody with a Block A on the back of their cars while you're on your way to work out or on your way to McHale Center, on your way to Arizona Stadium, or High Corbett, Hillebrand Stadium. It's cool for the student athletes and the coaches, folks who work in the athletic department. It means people care. All right, I think they care a little. Because I know there are more than 50,000 people that have an Arizona sweatshirt or a T-shirt or a hat or some piece of garment that they wear because they're fans of the University of Arizona. Not alumni, I'm talking fans. This is bigger. Bigger. It's the people like me that live in Tucson, and this is our community, and the Arizona Wildcats are our team. So, what gives? Why is it the Jets having to say, hey, please come out to the game and support the team? Really? Why? Why is he having to do that? Why aren't you automatically ready to go, locked and loaded, to get out to the stadium to support these kids who have been busting their tails for a year? You know, it's been about a year since the Territorial Cup. It's been about a year. And that entire year, the last 51 weeks, these Arizona Wildcats have been busting their tail. I've watched them in practice. I've seen them out there sweating. I've stood out there in 105-degree heat as they're practicing and laying it out all on the line to represent this community and represent you, Tucson. And what are you going to give them back in return when the chips are down and and their backs are up against the wall and they need a home field advantage to give them an opportunity to do something that they've never done before? Where are you? Where are you this weekend? Oh, I'm too busy. I got other things to do. And here's the part where I was talking about when the team's on the road. It's funny. I see people walking around. Arizona's on TV, on radio. Brian Jeffries is in the Palouse, or he's in Seattle, or he's in Palo Alto, or he's in Berkeley. He's in the Coliseum. He's in the Rose Bowl. He's at Rice-Eccles Stadium. He's in Boulder calling the game. And I see people walking around the street wearing Arizona gear and not paying a bit of attention to the game. I pull up next to a car on my way to the studio, and I see somebody. I see some, I don't know how much I want to poke yet because I'm going to get into this. I see people walking around. I got an Arizona license plate, Arizona Block A in the back of my car. Their windows are down, and they're not listening to the game. They're not paying attention to what's going on. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So if you're a big-time Arizona fan and you agree with me, please explain to me why your friends, why your gente, why your neighbors, why your hermanos, your tia, whoever else is out there, profess to be an Arizona Wildcat fan, but when the chips are down, backs up against the wall, and this team needs somebody, why aren't they there this weekend? Why aren't they planning to be out there tomorrow? What's their excuse? Here's what I want. Excuses are like noses. They all stink. Some are good, some are bad, but they all stink. But I want to hear whatever the legitimate excuse, or maybe even illegitimate excuses some of you have, why you can't get out there and support the team. If it's cash, it's money, I get it. If it's anything else, it's garbage. But please explain to me what it is, because I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out right now. And if you don't like it, tough. Please tell me why I'm wrong. I challenge each and every one of you. The number for you to join is 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. If the Cats can win their second game in a row, that sets up the Territorial Cup with an opportunity to go to a bowl game on the line. And you can't get behind them for that? If you don't have a packed house tomorrow, then shame on all of us. Then shame on all of us. I'll call out the mayor, too. Have you been rallying people to get out here to support the team? I'll call out all our local politicians. You guys always have something to say. Hey, why not get out there and rally people to come out to go to the game? Are you going out, local politicians? Are you going out, community leaders? Where is everybody? If it's not sold out, is there a business in town that wants to go buy 100 tickets and make sure that we pack the place for folks that can't afford it and just get the place packed? Where are you? And why am I having to say this? Why is Jetfish having to beg people to come out to the game? I get it. The kids are all leaving. They're going off for Thanksgiving. But what about us, Tucson? What about us? That's my big question today. Number for you to join is 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. And if I offended you, tough. I don't care. We're not going to be soft today on this radio show. You want to be soft, there's other places you can go. I'm going to call it like I see it. If you think I'm wrong, bring it. If you think I'm completely out of line, I'd love to hear from you. Convince me. Tell me I'm wrong. If you agree with me, what do your friends say when you go, oh, hey, you want to go see the Cats tomorrow? No, I think I'm going to go on a nature walk, or I'm going to go look at the lilacs, or, oh, I'm too busy. It's a Saturday. I'm going to go to Mount Lemon. Dude, it's cold here. It's cold up there as well. Oh, what are you going to do? I got a lot of stuff I got to do. Like what? Like what? So maybe I'll give you 100,000 of you to allow you to have an excuse. There's got to be 50,000 that don't. I get it. Hey, listen. Your kids go to Push Ridge. They're Push Ridge Lions. They're playing tomorrow in the state semifinals. I give you exception. I'll give you special dispensation. The rest of you better explain to me what's going on that's keeping you away from the stadium and standing behind these kids who's done so much work to represent you, Tucson, Arizona. Why aren't you representing them? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Let me ask you this. If you can't show up and represent them, then what the hell do you have an Arizona sweatshirt or a hat for? Oh, that's right. I said it. 520-848-1290. We'll continue with it. I got a whole bunch to get into with you tonight. Oh, by the way, my biggest rant today was going to be I can't go to the World Cup now. I'll explain all of that. I got a lot to get to today. J.W. Madden back in our studios. He's going to take all the angry phone calls as I make everybody upset.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're going to have fun today.
Can't wait.
Yeah, oh, he's like, Herrera, I'm going to get you for this. I'll get you for this, Herrera. We'll continue with you. It's Wildcats Radio 1290.
Herrera, exclusively on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Some slowdowns for Ajo and Mission. Also on and off slowdowns this afternoon for travel southbound on I-19 near Sarita Road. Reported collisions clearing at Sandario and Greer Road and Sandario, River Road and La Cholla, Nogales Highway and Aero Park Boulevard, and also a crash, Camino Verde near Drexel. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Holidays are often filled with sharing, laughter, and memories. But they can also bring stress, disappointment, even sadness for a person living with Alzheimer's and their family. Call them at 800-272-3900. You are not alone.
Hey there, folks. Dragon Ball here. Just letting you know that Betfred has come all the way from England to the great state of Arizona with over 50 years of sports betting experience. Fred is known in the UK for three things. That's customer service, bonuses, and delivering the best overall experience to their players. Do you need any more than that? Well, download the Betfred Sports app today, and you can receive up to $250 in free bets when signing up. No emperors, no movie stars, just a sportsbook app you can trust. Download it today. Must be 21 years or older and present in Arizona to bet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
The road is a formidable foe. Cars, trucks, buses, bicyclists, and pedestrians are all a part of your daily drive. That's where Brakemasters comes in. We'll help you overcome the obstacles and get you safely on the road. Get your vehicle in Brakemaster shape today. It's easy. Just download coupons and schedule an appointment from your smartphone. And the rest? Well, wouldn't it be nice to have a few less obstacles to overcome today?
Breakmasters! We give you an honest break.
Have an impending social gathering coming up and still don't know what to bring? 1055 Brewing Company has you covered with their new Arroyo IPA. Arroyo is a smooth and juicy India Pale Ale brewed with Citra, Motueka, and Amarillo hops, giving it a hit of citrus and a clean finish. This easygoing IPA is as refreshing as a summer monsoon storm. Don't wait. Grab a six-pack at your local retailer today. For more info on Arroyo IPA plus other beers and events from 1055 Brewing Company, including their community wash cleanup in December, check out 1055brewing.com.
At Tobacco Barn, everyone knows the prices are out of this world.
Roger, Houston, we are currently over North America.
Because you can save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
Just passing over Tucson, Arizona.
Up to $20 in city and state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
There seems to be some disturbance on Nogales Highway.
And up to another $3 with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over.
Oh, making friends and winning, how to win friends and no, what is it?
One more time.
I know the name of the book. I actually took the course. How to win friends and influence people. That's not what the show's about tonight. Tonight, I'm just going to make people mad. But you know what? If you don't ask the tough questions, you don't say the things out loud, you never really get the answer. So I'm calling everybody out. How many people do I see walking around me? There's one. There's two. There's three. Three people I see walking around with the University of Arizona gear on. Are they going out to the game tomorrow? No. Why not? If you've got Arizona gear in your closet and you're not going out to the game tomorrow, why not? Now, I know the people that listen to this program more than likely are going to go out and watch or listen to the game. That's great. But what about everybody else? What about your neighbor, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your uncle, your coworkers? What's their excuse? The fact that the football coach has to just sit there every week and practically plead for people to come out and see this football team, to me, is embarrassing to this community. It's embarrassing to this community. I'll say it one more time. It's an embarrassment to this community. You disagree with me? Bring it. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290, the number for you to join us. We're coming to you live from Illegal Pete's here on University. They'll have the Bear Down Rally tonight. I'm not going to stay for the Bear Down Rally. I'm going to go watch Adia Barnes' crew take on LMU tonight in women's basketball. There's another guy walking around in Arizona gear. You going to the game, pal? 520-848-1290. Let's go to Lou on line one. Bear Down, Lou, welcome. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290. How are you?
Hey, I'm pretty good.
Thank you for
calling. I just
calling.
wanted to call to say that, yes, and I have lived here since 1986. I'm a season ticket holder every year, and I moved here from Wisconsin. And you know what? Madison, Wisconsin has about under 300,000 people, and they sell out their football games like 85,000 people every week. So it's just really frustrating, that we can't sell out our stadium. We have, close to 1 million people here in Tucson, and it frustrates me too because I just love going to the games.
Okay.
I just wanted to call in and say
No,
that.
listen. You know what, Lou? God bless you. I got to ask you a couple questions. You ready?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So, when you tell people you have season tickets to Arizona football, what's the reaction you get?
Well, you know what? At work, I work with mainly women, and I say, I'm going to the games. I have season tickets, and I'm in a lunchroom with 10 other women, and no one's going. No one really cares.
So,
it's really frustrating.
Okay,
I don't think they're sports fans, is what it is.
Okay, see, that's okay. No, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
So drill down a little bit.
Yeah.
So they don't feel connected. They're not sports fans, and it's okay because I guarantee you, of the 85,000 that go to Camp Randall Stadium to jump around in the fourth quarter, I bet you there's a few that aren't football fans. They're just going there because it's an event.
Yeah,
because it's a place
think
to
so
be.
too.
So okay, so that's one thing. So if you're in a lunchroom and there's 10 other people there, and they're women that aren't sports fans, and they make no interest, like I don't want to go to the game. There's one thing that we're missing. They don't look at it as an event that I have to be at. They don't look at it as I've got to be there. You grew up in Wisconsin, right? You grew up near Camp Randall Stadium. You look at a Wisconsin football game. It's an event that people want to be a part of, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
Yep.
So that's number one. Number two, the other thing I hear, JW says this all the time, well, there's a lot of people that are here from other parts of the country, and they keep their allegiances to Michigan or Ohio State. How many people do you see walking around with Big Ten gear in Tucson, Arizona? Probably more than I see people walking around with Pac-12 gear in the middle of Wisconsin and Michigan and Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this. If you grew up in I'm assuming your life, you grew up in Wisconsin and you put sharp cheddar cheese on apple pie, you're a cheesehead and you're a proud cheesehead. How did you become an Arizona season ticket holder when you moved here all those years ago?
Well, I grew up watching football my whole life in Wisconsin. Being a Wisconsin Badger fan and being a Green Bay Packer fan,
Right.
and it was just part of my family. We just loved it. So when I came here, that's the first thing we did, and we came the year when Chuck Cecil, intercepted that pass,
and
for 106 yards, and that was our first year, and we were hooked. And we've been here. We even came to the games last year, when there were 15,000 people in the stands. We were there, my husband and I. So.
That's
we just love it. We love the event, love tailgating, and
right.
Yeah.
Are you going to tailgate tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
We kind of just hang out in the mall. We just kind of bring some cocktails and hang out.
Well, just let us know, because I've got my nephew and niece are here from New England. They're coming out. They wanted to see Adia Barnes tonight. They're going to the football game tomorrow. So if you want to have cocktails with us, we'll be down at the far end on Campbell and University, and I'd love to see you all.
Okay.
You made
I'll
my
stop
night.
by. I think I've met you before.
You made my day.
Yeah.
You made my day, Lou. Thank you
All
for the
right.
call.
Thanks, Rich.
Appreciate it. Take
All
care
right.
now.
Bye-bye.
Bear down.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See, that's the JW. That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
One of the
We did have another.
Yeah.
We did have another person call up other than Lou, was Sue, and she couldn't get on the air, but she said maybe, Rich, we always talk about late kickoffs being an issue. She said maybe the noon kickoff the week before Thanksgiving and having such an early, it's funny you guys were just talking about tailgating, because what Sue said is that how do you tailgate when the game starts at noon and you can't get your smokers out there on the mall at 4 a.m. type of thing?
Sure you
that
can.
It's not exactly. Well, of course you can if like going out in the dark.
but,
What I'm saying is her comment was that she thought maybe attendance might have something to do with, and I thought that was ironic because we always talk about late kickoffs being an issue for fans making it out the stadium.
Listen, since we've all sold out to the television networks, and the schools don't get to set their own start times, and they're all dictated by ESPN and Fox. Nobody controls those anymore. Those are all controlled by everybody else. So I'll throw that out for just a minute. If there's a will, there's a way. But I think there's two things. And so I asked that question specifically because, JW, you say that all the time. All these people, and I see them. I live up in Oro Valley where it's very, very bougie, and there's a dude walking every morning while I'm driving to work, and he's very proudly going on his walk. And I'm a little jealous because I need to get out and get more exercise. But he's there every day in his maize and gold T-shirt, sweatshirt, hat, whatever. Every day I see him walking his fat butt up and down Naranja wearing Michigan gear. Maybe what we need to do one day, JW, is have a trade. Have you ever heard of this? Maybe we need to have a trade. Maybe we need to get a bunch of Arizona sweatshirts or hats and just tell people, hey, want to trade in your gear? Trade in your Michigan gear for Arizona gear. We used to do this when I worked for the Tampa Bay Rays. There were so many Yankee fans because the Yankees had spring training there forever that we would routinely do trade in your Yankee gear for Rays gear and start rooting for us. Maybe we need to do something like that every once in a while for all the Midwesterners and Californians that moved over here the way I did and say, hey, by the way, become a Tucsonan. Here's your Wildcat gear. Get rid of that garbage you brought with you.
I have one stat for you. You ready? Lou Marks mentioned that she's from Madison and that they sell out their 80,000-plus stadium every week.
Jump around.
Rich, 12% of all Madison residents were born outside of the county.
Yeah.
So, like I always talk about, there's certain college towns where people have kids, they have grandkids, they have great-grandkids, and those kids, they follow their parents, their grandparents' school affiliations. And I think Tucson, Phoenix, Vegas, a lot of the western towns have so many retirees and so many transplants that the message is true. I love the fact that Lou Marks has been here since 83. I think she's had season tickets the whole time. I think the fact of the matter is that places like Madison, there's so much loyalty for the Badgers because a lot of the people that are going to those games they've been going to those games with their family, for years, for decades.
The tradition's got to start somewhere.
Of course,
I
completely
it's going to start
agree.
with Lou, and maybe it starts with we get a hold of the bookstore. Hey, give me 100 sweatshirts and let me trade from Michigan gear or Big Ten gear or something like that. A couple times a year, and we convert people over. All right, I got more to get to. I got more that I got to get to because we're at the bottom of the hour, and I don't want to get in trouble for being late on today's program because we got so much we got to get to. I do want to. I'm going to change subjects for just a moment. JW, I have a bunch of vacation time coming up, right?
Right.
I was thinking of going on a bucket list vacation to go see the World Cup because you know what a huge soccer fan I am, right?
Are you a fan of beer?
Well, I am, and that's why my entire bucket list trip to the World Cup has now been ruined. I'll explain what that is coming up next. I'm Rich Herrera. We're live at Illegal Pete's where you can drink all the beer you want, unlike certain big sports venues. We'll do that next year on 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, hand it to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff.
Did
Into the backfield and drop. No gain. Loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry. Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellis, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the board. ASU with the ball, down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko, feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline, circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot, 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away, good!
That's a huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down, trying to find Berrios. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball, he underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone, straight back to throw, has some time, steps up in the pocket, the Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big.
Really on the field is a safety.
Yes, that's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Hebert. They just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time.
All right, Rich Herrera Radio Show rolls on. Oh, JW Madden.
Yes, Rich.
You almost forgot.
What's that?
We're supposed to give something away today.
That's right. We have a $100 gift card, don't we?
To
Brother John's.
Beer, bourbon, and barbecue.
That's right. Everybody knows that.
So I got a $100 gift card to give away today. When am I going to give away $100 of barbecue? When are we going to give away $100 of barbecue? I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to make you earn it.
Are we allowed to put stipulations like if you have a ticket for Saturday's game against Washington State, you can call in and be the 8th caller? If not, don't call. Don't bother calling.
I don't think those are in the contest rules, but they ought to be.
Yeah, I don't think we're allowed to do that.
If you have an Arizona sweatshirt, I demand that you go to the game tomorrow. If you have an Arizona hat, I demand you go to the game tomorrow. If you have an Arizona license plate frame, I demand you go to the game tomorrow. I got a lot of demands, don't I? I got a lot of demands.
Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. All right, number for you to join us here on the program. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Not toll free, I'm sorry. Got my national radio hat on right now. It's local. 520-848-1290, the number for you to join us here on the program. And again, I challenge you. If you have an Arizona sweatshirt, a hat, a T-shirt, a sticker on your car, a coffee cup, if you've got a license plate frame, are you going to the game? Just call and tell me, yeah, Rich, I got your back. I'm going to the game. And if you're not going to the game, give me a good reason why you're not going out there, getting behind these kids. I see another person walking around with an Arizona Wildcat sweatshirt. You going to the game? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. I did see this. Okay, I am not a soccer fan. I've tried. I have tried so hard to change my ways and watch soccer. I just can't do it, JW. I've tried.
How hard did you try?
I've tried. I've gone. I've watched. I try to pay attention to the World Cup. I've really, really tried to be a soccer fan.
Have you ever watched the top 10 goals by Lionel Messi?
Yeah, and I got through about 4 of them and got bored.
Then you'll never be a soccer fan.
No, it's, but the thing is that I get more just irritated at soccer fans that they're kind of bougie. They kind of think they're better than everybody else. They kind of think that they're more sophisticated than I am because I watch ball and stick sports. Have you ever heard that term?
You watch pickleball, right?
No, ball and
on the
stick
weekends.
Sports. When I worked in MMA, when I worked in Bellator, I traveled the country, the people that were really into MMA, and they learned my background. Oh, you're a baseball guy. Oh, you're a football guy. And they go, oh, you're a ball and stick sport person. I'm like, what? Well, we don't need a ball or a stick to play to participate in our sport. So you must be a ball and stick person. It's a little condescending. But that's how I feel about soccer fans. Oh, it's a beautiful game. You don't understand. No, I don't, because it's kind of lame to me. I just don't like it. I see.
I can explain to you really quick if you want, real quick.
Okay.
The thing about soccer that people love is actually not the goals, and that's the funny thing. It's hard for football, basketball, baseball fans. You love a home run, you love a long touchdown pass, you love a dunk. But in soccer, it's the buildup. From what I'm not a huge soccer fan myself. I mean, I appreciate it, but from what I understand from hardcore soccer fans, it's really the buildup because goals are so infrequent. And so that's the thing I think it's hard for people who are home run fans to get behind is sometimes it's not scoring a goal that people are really excited about. Does that make sense? It's the build, the way that that plays build is what people get excited about.
And that's the part that I just find to be ridiculous. That would be like saying, hey, you know what I love boxing. You know what I love about boxing? The intermission between rounds. Oh, man. When I see that fighter sit down on that stool and they're pouring water over his head and the cut
getting their shoulders rubbed,
man, that's even better than watching two guys just stand there and throw punches at each other. Does that sound preposterous? What I love is just the way that they play and they run up and down and they don't kick the ball into the net. Because isn't that the goal of soccer? Kick the ball into the net, have more balls kicked into the net than the other person.
Generally, yeah, that's the goal.
I think that's the goal. And I know they don't score that often. And by the way, I've also pointed this out, that football is kind of skewed and not as honest with themselves, because a touchdown gives you 7 points, a field goal gives you 3 points. So what happens if you win by the score of 21-0? You see, wow, okay, pretty good game. They scored 3 touchdowns, 21 points. What if you scored it like soccer and you only gave them 1 point for each touchdown? Oh, the Dallas Cowboys beat the Green Bay Packers 3-0. Would that be as exciting as 21 points? Probably not.
I think you just described American marketing, Rich. I think 7 is more exciting than 1. I think
is
what
more
you're saying.
exciting than 1, right? 7 is more exciting than 1. So my big thing is for soccer fans, it's just if it's the anticipation and the beautiful game and the way they kick the ball around, that would be like saying, you know what I love more than Major League Baseball? Batting practice. I love batting practice. Man, when I get to go out there and watch them warm up and batting practice and, they throw the ball real soft and they know where it's coming and, oh, man, there's nothing better than batting practice. It's even better than the game. I laugh. I scoff. I mock. But I was watching this. I saw this story develop. The World Cup, by the way, I'm already tired of the commercials. John Hamm, go back to doing your Top Gun commercials. The whole Fox World Cup, all I want for Christmas is a World Cup championship. Boring already. But the fact that I saw this, so there's already been controversy just over FIFA and how incredibly corrupt they are. Then there is controversy because the organizers of this year's World Cup were getting European social media influencers and paying their way to the World Cup on the stipulation they say nothing bad about what goes on in Dubai during the World Cup. So basically they were buying people just to be PR flags for them. And that didn't go over very well. But then I saw this story pop just last night and this morning. There's been lots of talk because this game is in a country that has some laws. Would they allow you to drink inside the stadium? And originally they were going to let you drink in the villages or in different parts. And now they've decided just a couple days out, no alcohol, no beer will be sold inside the venue of the World Cup. You can get all the alcohol-free beer that you want. You get all the alcohol-free beer that you want, but you are not going to be able to drink beer inside the match at the World Cup. How do you like them apples?
You know what a big issue, Rich, is that the FIFA is actually sponsored by a large beverage manufacturing company, so that's going to be a little bit of a sticky situation. As far as I'm concerned, I don't mind that decision. I dislike it tremendously 2 days out, and I really dislike the fact that royals and dignitaries and VIPs will be allowed to drink alcohol in the stadium,
right?
In their boxes, while all the peasants are not allowed to. I feel like that's the worst part of this decision.
Well, how would you like to be a German soccer fan and you saved up all this money to go to the World Cup, and then you find out when you get there, oh, by the way, I'm not going to be able to have any beer? How would you like to be? How would you like to be a British soccer fan finding out, hey, I made all these plans and now they're changing everything, and part of the fun is just the festivities and the hanging out and the drinking and all the rest of that? It would be like if I saved to go to Las Vegas for 5 years, and then 2 days before I get to Vegas I find out, by the way, there's not going to be any gambling.
I remember a story a few years back, Rich, about a German fella who was a huge soccer fan, and he went, I think, 5 months before an event and buried like 30 beers 4 feet underground on the grounds before they put all the fences up, just because he knew that he couldn't have it in there. So he decided to go, I think it was like 4 or 5 months. So to answer your question, yeah, I'm sure most German soccer fans would love to be able to have a frosty beer while watching their team play.
Yeah. And if you're going to do it, you're going to make it dry, that's fine. You don't need to get drunk and stupid at the games. But you change it 2 days before the whole thing starts? There's going to be some angry fans from around the world. They're like,
there's going to be a lot of lawsuits too, Rich, because like I said, I think Bud is the one who sponsors FIFA, and 2 days out, I mean, how does that affect everything? It just feels like this decision being at the 11th hour is really going to be the big issue as far as litigation goes, because there's some people who are depending on that kind of advertising, because the World Cup is the biggest sporting event. You know, it's only every 4 years, obviously, but as far as the world goes, Super Bowl, biggest event every year. World Cup, every 4 years. More eyeballs on that.
I've decided I had some vacation time next week, and I was thinking of going to the World Cup. But But I don't think I can go now because I'm not going to be able to have a beer while I'm watching soccer because that's the only way to be able to watch it. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be going to the World Cup, JW, so you and I will hang out while the Cats are in Hawaii.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! All right, coming up on the program, I do want to get back to Pac-12 football. And again, I'm challenging everybody. I am calling everyone in town out. If you've got Arizona gear, tell me, are you going to the game? And if you're not going to the game, please explain to me why I won't see your butt out there on Saturday. Why does the coach have to beg for fans to come out to the game when it's such a big game with an opportunity to get closer and closer to being bowl eligible, yet Tucson has not responded? Dude, what is it? Why? Explain. Tell me. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. And by the way, if you've got friends that aren't going, tell them to turn on the radio and have them answer. Why aren't you going out? Why isn't everybody coming out to support this football team? We're going to get into more of that coming up on the program. Again, 520-848-1290. And if I'm wrong, I know there's some people in their car right now probably cursing at me. I want to hear you say it. I want to hear you explain to me, tell me why you can't be bothered to go out to watch the Cats play. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. The number for you to join us here on the program. Don't forget, we've got a $100 gift card to give away to Brother John's Beer, Bourbon, and Barbecue before the end of today's program. Glenn Howell joins us in the 5 o'clock hour. Till then, it's you, it's me, it's JW, and your telephone calls, 520-848-1290. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got like 8 more people walking around with Wildcat gear. Are they going to the game? I'm going to go ask them. We'll continue with you live from Illegal Pete's on University. Come down, join us. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for 2. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the 3, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
4th down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the 3, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
4th down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on 4th down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, 3 have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his 3rd foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down. That was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Matherin with the ball for the Wildcats. Matherin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Matherin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Matherin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's
We're tied.
a huge shot for Ben Matherin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Matherin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. 2 tight ends. Oregon, 5-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep. Down. Trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps up in the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety Arizona has recorded this season. It's a 24-12 ball game, and the Cats will get the ball.
That's big.
Pulling on the field is a safety.
Yes. That's big time by Arizona. That time defense did a great job of just closing the pocket from the inside, and then the pressure on the outside by Abear. They just got him. They just got there. They won their blocks that time. Excellent job by Arizona defense and really changing the momentum of this game.
Radio show rolls on, although it's starting to get a little chilly. I'm glad I brought a sweatshirt out here. The wind's whipping up a little bit. It's getting
Weren't you bragging about how great it was out there in the first segment?
Yeah, now it's starting to get a little windy.
And how terrible it was for JW back in the studio?
Yeah,
the
you're
tides
smarter
have
than
turned,
me.
I think.
I was laughing. I was telling the guys that, when we first started coming out here, in August? Oh, my gosh. There's a couple times where we had to go in because I thought I was going to have heat exhaustion. And now I'm sitting here freezing. Welcome to the desert. It's dry,
Yeah, exactly.
it's windy. But I do like
At least you're not in Buffalo today, Rich Rara.
Yeah, what do they get? 8 inches of snow and they had to cancel practice?
Yeah, the game's time is still up in the air, right? I saw some kind of whiteout blizzard conditions going on. It looks pretty bad over there.
Right. So my nephew and niece are visiting from New England, and they're we checked in with their mom, and it's snowing back in Massachusetts. So I said, well, they're supposed to fly back on Sunday, but don't be surprised if they go, I think I'm going to stay in Arizona where there's no snow.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice. Winter in Tucson, Arizona, Rich Rara. I mean, come on.
Oh.
It's just about as perfect as you get. I mean, you came from San Diego, I get that, but as far as 4 months out of the year, Tucson's a very nice place to be. November through. Well, I mean, I personally I like to be here year round, but I think wintertime's the perfect time to be in town.
You know what? I'm not even. I don't even mind the summer. I
think
understand the summer, right?
Natives love the summer for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple times where if I'm outside doing something and I didn't hydrate, or I'm standing out in the sun, then I'm a big dummy for doing that. But the rest of the time, it's not that bad. I park in the shade. I've got a pool to cool off when I get home. It's okay. It's a great place to live. Now, if I could just get the community to understand the school represents all of us, whether you went to the U of A or not, get your butt out and support the team. That's a whole other story that we're talking about in the program today. I'm Rich Herrera. Thanks for joining us. We're live at Illegal Pete's on University. We invite you to come down. They'll have the Bear Down Rally, final one of the year, I believe. I don't think there's one next week for the Arizona State game because the game's on Friday. So we'll have one out here coming up tonight. I can't believe, again, we're just a week away from the Territorial Cup. We're a week away from the Territorial Cup. That's pretty cool. Reminder, all next week we will not have our normal local show, but we will have Arizona basketball each day beginning on Monday. We'll be on the air with you at 5:30. 5:30 we'll start our pregame show. Kelvin, JW, and I, as we get you ready for Arizona, taking on Cincinnati in the first round of the Maui Gym Classic from Lahaina. So we'll have basketball for you here at 1290 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday we have a triple header of NFL games, and on Friday we'll have the Territorial Cup a week from today.
Rich, while you're talking basketball briefly, there was a result today I'm not sure you heard about, but Colorado Buffaloes, who are picked to finish 6th in the conference, they beat the number 24 Texas A&M Aggies by 28 points,
Wow.
103-75 today, Colorado over Texas A&M.
Arizona State last night beat Michigan.
Right. So there's some good early season results. Generally, this time of year, these past 5-10 years, you'll see a lot of Pac-12 teams who are meant to be fairly good lose to some teams maybe they shouldn't have. And it's nice to see the opposite effect happen. It's nice to see because we talk about going into the RPI season and whatnot. These non-conference wins against quality opponents from other conferences, they all really add up.
Well, John Wilner, excuse me, this chilly weather's making me sleepy. John Wilner pointed out that there were some big losses during the SWAC Pac-12 Challenge. 3 Power 5 schools lost to SWAC teams. I think Colorado was one of them. So that's a big rebound for the Colorado Buffaloes after losing to a SWAC team and then knocking off A&M yesterday. So early on, the Pac-12 doesn't have a big non-conference schedule. Arizona doesn't have a big non-conference schedule. Their non-conference games of note are going to be in Hawaii, depending on who they get in the draw, and they'll either get Ohio State or San Diego State in the second round of the tournament, and then who knows who they're going to get on the third day of the tournament. But, a year from now we'll have the Duke and Duke home game. You've got Tennessee coming out here to take on Arizona, and that's kind
Indiana should be pretty good, too.
In Indiana, yeah, you get that Big Ten, you get an SEC team, and then you get the whole kit and caboodle that you get while you're in Hawaii. But that's it, because you're going to get more teams like you had last night for the Arizona Wildcats. So some of these games are important, but then on the flip side of that, the other things that are important, like you said, where does the Pac-12 end up with some of their non-conference games, and how does Colorado losing to a SWAC team but then beating Texas A&M affect the Pac-12's power rankings, which eventually will affect the net rankings for the University of Arizona. You beat a team, and then you want them to win every other game and take down some big schools along the way. That helps you in your net ranking.
Yeah, it's funny. Colorado, they lost to Grambling, as you said, 83-84. They also, Rich, beat number 11 Tennessee and beat number 24 Texas A&M. So a bit of an up-and-down program. And they lost to UMass by 3 points, unranked UMass. So
right.
It looks like they're playing up to the level of competition right now, the Colorado Buffaloes.
Exactly. So we got, we'll talk some basketball. And again, just to remind everybody, Arizona basketball back on Monday evening here on 1290. All right. I didn't need to bring this up because I was going to bring this up talking about the Pac-12 conference. Did you see, I'm not sure everybody saw this, the UC Board of Regents got together. And I bring this up because the clear-cut path for the University of California at Los Angeles, as T-Money calls it, UC Los Angeles, or affectionately known as UCLA, when they announced they were jumping ranks and going to the Big Ten, there was a lot of ohs and ahs and speculation, but they were pretty much gone, the same way we thought USC's gone. But in the words of Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. We didn't talk about this, but I wanted to bring up on the program. This week, the UC Board of Regents met, what's today, the 18th? So they met yesterday on the 17th. And something interesting I did not anticipate when the UCLA announcement was made, the Bruins are not free and clear just quite yet to leave the Pac-12. So what's happened is the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, signed, sealed, delivered, grant and rights, we're leaving. Well, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, said, well, wait a minute. I'm on the Board of Regents. Don't I get a say in this? And the UCLA athletic director said, no, you don't. And the governor of the state of California said, well, hold your horses. Maybe I do. So the UC Board of Regents, and again, just to remind everybody, there's a couple different state university systems. Like here in Arizona, we have University of Arizona system, which is Arizona, Arizona State, NAU. In California, they have two different university systems. One is the University of California. The original campus was at Cal in Berkeley. The second campus was at UCLA. That's UCSD. That's UC Santa Cruz. That's UC Davis. Those are the UC systems. Then
you want to see here a funny stat real quick, Rich? I was looking at a map. They have maps that show the employer of the number one employer for every state in America. So usually it's Walmart and places like that. California is UC schools. There are more people employed at UC schools than any other entity in the state of California.
Isn't that funny?
That's how big that system is.
That's how big that system is. So those are the UC schools. Then they have the CSU schools, the Cal State University system, which is San Diego State, Fresno State, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Those are non-tuition universities. You pay fees, but you don't pay tuition. You do pay tuition to go to the University of California system. So the governor said, hold on a second. The athletic director said, we could do what we want. The governor got together and the Board of Regents got together, and their lawyer said, well, wait a minute. We do have responsibility and power to impose our ideas upon the UCLA Bruins, and no, the athletic department does not get to operate independently from the University of California Board of Regents. So what happened was the University of California Regents got together and they asked for some information. They asked for information and feedback from the student athletes at UCLA. They asked for feedback from the University of California. Why? Because University of California is impacted financially if UCLA leaves and the rest of the Pac-12 gets less money. Then not only are you affecting the University of California, Los Angeles, you're also affecting Cal. So they get a little bit of an input. And the governor was toying around with an idea of, well, maybe if UCLA is going to get that $75 million thrown their way, maybe if they're going to get that $75 million thrown their way, maybe they should share some of that with the Cal Bears, which would throw the whole thing into a huge uproar. So as we got to there, George Kliavkoff wrote a letter, and he's been very, very quiet. That's Commissioner Kliavkoff, the commissioner of the Pac-12, and he said, well, I'm not going to go out there and mouth off in public, but he did write and showed support and said, there's not a lot of people at UCLA that are going to benefit from this. In fact, he showed, because the Big Ten spends more money on coaches and infrastructure than the Pac-12 does. Once you jump into the Pac-12, the Big Ten, and you're UCLA, you're going to have to pay commensurate of what football, basketball, softball, baseball, swimming, tennis coaches get in that conference, and it's not what you pay UCLA. So you're probably going to get jacked up 15 to 20